Game day, game day, game day, game day, game day, woo!
Dragon Warrior is a game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Released in Japan in 1986 and the US 1989, this role-playing game serves as one of the grandfathers of the genre we know and love to this day. Although I am a bit worried about what's going on the front of the box. This warrior's fighting a dragon. It's a freaking dragon! Oh my god, a dragon! Alright, let's put this into the Xbox in the retro do. I think it would work a little bit better that way. We open up with a welcoming and triumphant sounding theme song with the title splayed for us to see. As with most games nowadays, we are given the options to start new adventures, continue previous ones, and change a few settings to our liking. Seriously though, this dragon is really freaking cool. We start out in Tantagil Castle. Being informed of how the princess is kidnapped, the castle is in shambles, the Dragon Lord is loose, cities have already been destroyed, the continent is doomed, and we are supposedly the descendant of a hero long since turned into storybook myth. Now tasked with picking up where the mythical hero named Erdrick left off, we begin our adventure. Dragon Warrior is set up in an open world style, so you can venture to anywhere in the game's land, you being limited only by what monsters you can and cannot defeat in surrounding areas. There are towns to visit as well. These safe spots have shops for upgrading your equipment, purchasing supplies, and resting your tired old wounds. You are also able to speak to the inhabitants of each settlement, which gives you helpful information on the main quest and side quests. Out in the world, you will encounter numerous kinds of monsters, ranging from small and kinda cute to titanic and hot damn, that's a big dragon. Also that thing. What is that? What even is that? What is that thing? Get good at thumping on the predatory creatures out in the wilds and you will find yourself reaching increments of power in the form of levels. As your level increases, so does your health, strength, and damage output. Of all the unique strengths to obtain, however, there is one that is a mulligan in this game: magic. Arcane knowledge that allows you to shoot fireballs, light up dungeons, teleport to the castle, and heal your injuries. Magic is easily the most versatile and useful ability you come across here. You will find that magic of healing is critical to your success, so embrace the healthy goodness. Your first time playing this, you will realize how invaluable some of those adventuring supplies are. Torches will keep you from getting helplessly lost in any level of a dungeon. Healing herbs will be chewed on more than gum in a school building. Keys will be shoved into more tight holes than a massive dick. Some of the best items in the game cannot be purchased, however. You can only find them in select spots of the game, making exploration a key figure in this game's play structure. The game brings fantastic elements into play incredibly well here. This world has its own rules and the like that are simply accepted by the inhabitants, such as sleep heals all. Magical artifacts are not as well known, and require some experimentation to figure out how to get them. The ways you go about obtaining, or even creating these key items is imaginative and unconventional, yet understandable and even makes some level of sense when looked at from an outside perspective, or more so, the perspective of the people in the world. For the record, the trek from the starting castle to the end boss is not a short one. You will encounter adversity, hostile terrain, initially impassable obstacles, and probably a death or two. Or more. Death is, fortunately, not permanent in this world, as the king always has your corpse found, brought back to the castle, and resurrected at the cost of half your total gold. This becomes far more dire the farther into the game you get, when finances become even more important than before. So let me ask you this. How often do you think it was back in 1986 to have an adventure that spanned a continent, had you armoring up and slaying dragons, creating magical artifacts, rescuing royalty, excavating rare and powerful weapons, and seeking to eliminate an all-powerful evil from the land, all on something as seemingly simple as one Nintendo cartridge? Probably not often, because this game was deemed to have helped pave the way for the role-playing genre for years to come. It has even won recognized awards because of its creativity, presentation, and sheer brilliance in gaming. I acknowledge that Dragon Warrior was not the only game of its kind back in its heyday. Other titles like Xanadu, Ultima, the Kingdom of Ys, and the Temple of Apshai come to mind because of similar elements. Credit where credit is due, I say. If you're lucky, you might still be able to find a copy that has extra documentation in it, such as a full map of the land, a bestiary, a leveling guide, and even the Explorer's Handbook. This whole game is so fleshed out, it's clear that much time and love went into its development. Except for the intro music. That only took 5 magical minutes. And that's Dragon Warrior. So yeah, Dragon Warrior is a great game that set the stage for many great games for decades to come.